Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in this video I'm going to talk about the subject of campgrounds and RV parks that take reservations versus those that are just first come first serve, and how that relates to the RV park where I am right now. So first let me show you a little bit about this RV park. And in some ways, it is my favorite kind of RV park, and in some ways it isn't. The official name is Cannon Mountain RV Park. It's here at Echo Lake, part of Franconia Notch State Park, which is about 15 or so miles north of the town of North Woodstock, New Hampshire. And this whole parking lot is mainly for people visiting Echo Lake Beach. Now this is on a Sunday, so you might expect a lot of people to be here. The reason that they're not, I think, is because it rained a lot yesterday, and it's still really early in the season. The water at the lake would be too cold for swimming. So the RV park is just these spaces that they've built at the back end of the parking lot. There's my motorhome right there, and then there's another one right next to it, which is the same model actually as mine. You can see the front ends look the same. Now that one on the right is 2 feet shorter than mine. It's a different floor plan. Each site has a 20 and 30 amp hookup, and I'm using both of them, which I often do when I just get a 30 amp instead of a 50 amp. And then there's a sewer dump right there, and then a water faucet on the post. Now I've got the only picnic table and this one next to me has got the only barbecue grill. The sites here are pretty level, and they all require online reservations. They are all reservation only. It says required right there. Although it says that applies only Thanksgiving to April, and since I'm after April, you could just come in without a reservation. However, I did not know that. When I looked them up online, I got the impression it was reservation only. And it said sites 3, 4, and 5 were available. I didn't know one number from another, so I just randomly picked space 3, which is this one. So I pulled into here, and I found that those trees behind there blocked out my satellite so that I couldn't get satellite TV. So with these being vacant, I moved into space number 6. Now I have to hope that if someone reserves space 6 and they show up, they just might be mad at me. So I've got a clearing in the trees here for my satellite antenna. And the point is, if this was first come first only, then I would have pulled in my space 6 and certainly not 3, because online I had no idea what these spaces would look like. And I pre-booked a few campgrounds over the years where I could not find a space where I could get a clearing between the trees. So if I didn't have to make a reservation, I could just come here, and if I can't find a space that works for me, then I would just leave and go somewhere else. But as it is now, I'm stuck here for 5 days, like it or not. And also, there is no cell phone service here. 0, with Verizon at least. And I just hate to be without internet. So if I came here, first come, first serve, and I see that there's a problem with the trees, and there's no cell service, goodbye. I'm gone. I'm not staying here. But now, since I pre-booked a reservation, I pretty much stuck here unless I just leave early and forfeit the rest of my fees. And this little box here is the office. And there's nobody here. Now the fees are not cheap. $40 a night. However, before Memorial Day weekend, they got a special where it's only $25. So the purpose of this little kiosk is not only to manage the RV park, but to charge people fees to go to the beach. But they're not going to have somebody manning the booth here until Memorial Day. So if you come here without a reservation, you can fill out a form right there and then put your money in it and deposit the money in this right here. But you can only do that for the periods that reservations are not required. This is open year-round, I understand. 2 periods, Thanksgiving through April, and then 1st of May to Thanksgiving. And I am still not sure I understand which periods are which for requiring reservations or not. This is really confusing, I think. Now, one of the big problems with having a reservation system is that people will go online up to a year in advance and book the weekends. I made my reservation just a few days ago, and I wanted to come here on Friday and start my reservation then. However, they were all booked full for the weekend. So I had to boondock Friday night and Saturday night in town, and it was so hot I was using my air conditioner half the time. When I would love to have been here Friday and Saturday and had the electric hookup. However, I couldn't get in for the weekends. And like I said, people will book weekends a year in advance. And then that makes the reservation system pretty much half-time of no use at all. So I got my space Sunday through Thursday. That's all I could get. Because next weekend, it's booked full. And the main thing I like about first come, first serve is that when you get here, you find a vacant space, you pull in and it is yours for as long as you want to stay. And if they're full in the morning, you just wait until somebody leaves. And if not, you boondock it. But if they have a reservation system at all, then you're stuck with that. And my point is, you're much more likely to get a space if it's first come, first serve. Because like I said, you find an open space, you take it, it's yours. And nearly all RV parks have a reservation system of some sort. But many campgrounds do not. They're first come, first serve only, which is what I prefer. Now, I really like the simplicity of this place, where you don't have to drive around in circles trying to find your specific site. I do like the parking lot style camping myself, actually. And as long as I've got electric and water and a place to dump my waste tanks and a place to dispose of my trash, those 4 things, that is all I need. But one thing I don't like about this place is that if all the RV spaces are full, or if I don't need the hookups, I would want to just park in the parking lot here. And late at night, it's going to close. All of the day people are gone home. But if you're in an RV, then you can't stay in the parking lot because of that. Well, now let's go take a look at the beach. They have boat rentals and a snack bar here, which is nice. It does look like a pretty nice beach they have here. The sand is pretty gritty though. there are some people around, but nobody's going into the water until it warms up for the spring, early summer. Fairly good sized lake. So one really good thing about a first come first served system only is that I could show up on a Thursday when there would very likely be a space available and then stay for the weekend. With the reservation only system, sorry, weekends are all taken. So for people who live in a house full time somewhere and just go RV camping on the weekends, a reservation system works best for them. Because I've heard so many people say they only do reservations because they want to make sure when they get there there's going to be a space available. And I understand that, but for full-time RV travelers like myself, I prefer a first come first served system. That works a lot better for me. Of course, all we can do is work with the system that RV parks and campgrounds have in place. Nothing we can really do about it, but just find locations that work best for us. Whether you're the kind of really pro reservation person, or if you're a pro first come first served person like myself. So we can debate about it, but you got to take what you can get. Good day, folks.